Hello, the purpose of this recording is to familiarize you with the new eCampus platform. I'm going to be using a generic Biology 2401 shell. These may not be your particular section, but note that the organization of your section would be the same or similar to what I'm presenting here. Notice that when you go into the new eCampus Brightspace, you will have this entrance page in front of you where you're going to find the course and section that you're signing into. On the left-hand side, you have quick access to some of the course content. On the right-hand side, you have the announcements that have been published to the class and sent in form of emails. As you scroll down, you're not only going to see all the announcements published, but at the bottom, you're going to have a calendar that will alert you of the upcoming assignments. For example, in this case, there is an upcoming assignment on August 26th. That's the due date of the assignment. And the name of the assignment is the KHP Certification and Course Orientation Quiz. So it's a good idea to be checking on the calendar to make sure you're not missing any upcoming due dates. I'm now going to go to content. And in this page, you're going to find all the documents pertaining to the class. On the left-hand side, we have an overview of the sections that have documents. We have a Start Here section, Syllabus and Calendar section, KHP link, lecture modules, laboratory, and tests. The Start Here page has several documents that introduce you to the class and gives you tips on how to navigate and how to approach classes. One of the items that I must note in the instructions for getting started, they recommend that students use their student Dallas College email when communicating with the instructor. Another good information site is the instructor information. When you click on this site, you will see the information on how to contact the instructor, including the email of the instructor and the office hours and the location of the office and phone number for the instructor. Know that if you called the instructor under office phone and leave a message, the message will be sent to the instructor via email. So the instructor doesn't have to be on campus in her office to receive your phone message. I'm now going to go back to the Start Here page and proceed on to the next section, the Syllabus and Calendar. When I click on the Syllabus and Calendar, at the very top, you again get the course information, including the date that the semester starts, the date the semester ends, the certification date, which is the date in which the instructor has to certify your attendance to the registrars for financial aid purposes. So pay attention to this date and make sure that by this date, you would have accomplished or attempted some work on the course. The first document in the Syllabus and Calendar page is the Syllabus and Schedule. By clicking on the link, you will see the syllabus and schedule for the course. Some of the most relevant information on the syllabus has also been added to the next topics. required course materials, course evaluation overview, course schedule, and information about the lockdown browser information. I'm going to start with the required course materials. For the Biology 2401 and 2402 courses, we use the Kendall Hunt publishing materials. You need to sign up to Kendall Hunt, and you can do so by clicking on the link provided. Alternatively, you can also click on the KHP link provided under Table of Contents. Let me go back to the required course materials information under Syllabus and Calendar. Notice that from Kendall Hunt, you will get the virtual lecture and lab textbooks, the graded exercises quizzes for lecture, the 15 of them, will also be available under Kendall Hunt. The certification and course orientation quiz will also be available under Kendall Hunt. And then there will also be information on an application that's available to our students called the Visible Body application. And you will need a code in the KHP site to be able to sign up for Visible Body. Let me exit the required course materials information to go back to Syllabus and Calendar. I'm now going to go over the course evaluation overview. Here is a synopsis on how the course is evaluated. We're going to have 5 lecture exams. 4 of the 5 will be counted. The lecture exams will consist of 75 questions timed to 80 minutes, in our case, not 90 minutes. The exams can be under Lockdown Browser or in the testing center. The exams in the testing center are not timed. Lab practical exams, we count all 4 of them. And the lab practical exams will consist of 50 questions timed to 60 minutes. And they will be under a Lockdown Browser, or again could be taken in the testing center. Testing center tests are not timed. 15 graded exercises are on KHP. 11 discussion questions in the case of online classes, or in the case of on-campus classes, the discussions are replaced by in-class work. And the certification and course orientation quiz. This is the number of points each of the assignments is worth, and the total points, which will add up to 1,000 points. So at any given time, students can look at how many points they have and assess their standing in the class. At the end of the semester, the points will be converted to percentages, and the percentages will give a letter grade. This is also a list of the extra credit assignments available to students. Each of the lecture exams have 4 bonus questions. Each bonus question is worth 2 points. These are all short answer questions. There's also 4 practice practicals available to students, each worth 5 points. And there is a comprehensive lab practical at the end of the semester that the students could take in lieu of the lowest grade, and this will replace the lowest grade in the lab practicals. So there's a total of about 52 plus points as extra credit. I'm now going to exit the syllabus and calendar and go to the next point, which is course schedule. The course schedule again comes from the syllabus, and it gives you the rundown of the topics that will be covered each day in lecture and lab, or each week, better yet, in lecture and lab. Notice that due day assignments are in bold, with the lecture test being due by the end of the second week of class. After the second week of class, the lecture test will be flagged as late, overdue. It will still be available to students. However, the test will not be subject to a class curve after the due date. The practice practical should be taken before the lab practical. So lab practical 1 is due on the third week of class. Remember, the practice practical exams are due before the lab practical is taken. So if you keep going down, you'll see the rundown of the 8 weeks of class. Going back to syllabus and calendar, the last item on this page is the lockdown browser information. Now remember that lecture and lab tests, unless you are an on-campus student, the lab test in the case of on-campus students will be taken on campus, but the lecture test will be taken in a computer, either at home with a lockdown browser with webcam, or at the testing center. So if you're taking tests at home with a lockdown browser with a webcam, you are responsible for making sure that you have reliable internet and a webcam. Be aware that if you're not actively working on the test, it will terminate and submit on its own, and a message will be sent to the instructor saying that the early termination is due to lack of activity. And in that case, the test will become your drop test of the semester. If you experience an internet disruption during the course of the semester, the instructor may require you to go ahead and take the tests on campus. In order to access lockdown browser, you need to select the test that you want to take from the Brightspace shell. Then you will need to follow the prompts that will appear, and one of the prompts will ask you to download lockdown browser. Once you have it downloaded in your computer, you will access it in order to take your test. This downloading of the lockdown browser application is only done once. Once you have it, any subsequent test, you will not need to download anything anymore. Notice also that when you're taking the test, the lockdown browser test, all the applications in your computer should be turned off. That means PowerPoint, Word, etc. Your internet servers like Chrome or Edge should not be accessed. If any of these items are available or accessed, the test will either terminate or it will prompt you to give for a password. And that's your clue that there is something that you're doing that you shouldn't be doing. Okay, that maybe there's an application that needs to be closed, or that you shouldn't be accessing the internet browsers. Please read all the guidelines. Remember that you will need a environmental check, and the environmental check video should be valid for the test to be valid. If any of these guidelines are not followed, the test will be flagged, and a test with too many flags will be also invalid. So those are, take a look then at the lockdown browser information. I'm going to now go back to Syllabus and Calendar. I'm going to now exit Syllabus and Calendar and look at the next item, which is KHP link. And this is a link that takes you to Kendall Hunt Publishing, where you will find the ebook for the class, the book for the lab, the graded quizzes, and the class orientation quiz, among other materials. So when you click on KHP, it will link you to KHP, and if you haven't registered yet, it will prompt you to register. The remaining items, lecture modules, laboratory, and tests will be presented in a different recording.